Before the colonial days, Africa communicated, traded, created, philosophized, ruled and led her people in their languages. Stories are still told of how much easier it was to live, grow and trust one another because of their common front, their language. This was before the advent of colonial rule and the consequent imposition of foreign languages on Africans. And so began the gradual erosion of African languages. Less than 60 years after colonial rule, Africans are struggling to speak and retain their original languages. Language, experts say, is about identity. It is what makes you who you are. Language is the heart and the vehicle of culture. And so, when a language dies, the culture dies. And when the culture dies, the identity of the people disappears.
Language provides the key to philosophy. It provides the key to technology. It also provides the key to education, because education is not just Western type of education. And so it encompasses the totality of our life as a people.
UNESCO in its research has revealed that out of about 7,000 languages spoken all over the world, one dies every 2 weeks. This, according to experts, is very disturbing.
Language is the central pillar of all our culture. It is in language that everything we do is transacted. It is in language that the memory of our history and our culture and our usages and our mores, our values, are all kept and captured in our languages. So if we allow our languages to die, then we are lost as a people.
Also, the UNESCO research shows that before the end of the century, just 90 years from now, 600 languages out of the current 7,000 will be active.
A child that is an Igbo or Yoruba, that the parents are using English to communicate with in the house, and will not understand any of these indigenous languages, by the time their generation comes up, that language is going. If it is at a high percentage level, that language is gone.
In Nigeria alone, at least 84 languages are categorized as endangered, as only 2,000 speakers are alive today.
I was addressing a group of undergraduates about a week ago, and I asked them, how many of you think in your indigenous language? Few, you will discover.
My own language is better than English, because when they school, they must hear English. It's better they hear my own now before they will enter English.
The impact of this is enormous. Experts say it is an uphill task to achieve development, how much more sustaining it with foreign languages and culture.
Malaysia was a British colony. English they used in colonial times. Now, most of the time, they use Bahasa. You see, Vietnam is the fastest growing economy in Asia today. They were a French colony. They don't use French. They use Vietnamese and so on. So you must, and if you have these examples, then it must ring a bell that this thing of trying to develop on the basis of English is a false start. It will get us nowhere.
The death of African languages, and particularly Nigerian languages, begins from the home. The crave to belong to a particular social class drives many parents to concentrate on teaching their children to speak the colonial language, which in the case of Nigeria is English.
A child up to the age of 6 can learn as many as 5 different languages and speak them with equal competence. Before the age of 6, that is science. It is not fiction.
Cross-cultural marriages should be a plus to language development amongst children, as it gives them the opportunity to learn more than one language. But in many Nigerian homes, it sounds the death on indigenous languages.
My dad is Basange by tribe and my mom is Igbo by tribe. I don't speak either of these languages because my both parents don't speak these languages to us, and we speak only English in the house. So it really affects me, it really makes me feel bad, and then sometimes some people laugh at me because I cannot speak any of the languages.
After all said, what steps must be taken to save African and in particular Nigerian languages?
create a situation where we have texts that are readable, that are intelligible, that can lead to mass production of literature at both at the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary levels of education.
Let them be speaking language to their children, not English. Because they didn't born from English, they born from language.
Let's claim back our history. Let's claim back our Africanness through our languages.
My children really do not speak my language, and that makes me very ashamed and scared that in 60 years' time, maybe, just maybe, no one will remember me, my culture, or where I came from, unless everyone takes a positive step to teach a child an indigenous language today. Senami Ohiomokai, AIT News, Abuja.